Why are you laughing?
Because you didn't start talking.
I was waiting for it to start.
Oh, all right, go.
Okay, quit laughing now.
We need to stop having so many breaks in between doing these.
I swear. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Sports Exchange. Obviously, my name is Brad, back with Tim. So first off, I want to apologize for such a late recording on the recaps of the divisional games. Tim's been working out of town, so we haven't really had time to find.
Yeah, it's my fault.
A good time to record. As you may notice, we are in a different location today. We are at my house. The wife's and the kids are over at his house,
Yeah,
so we moved over here. Luckily, it's like a 5-minute walk between houses, so...
Yeah, but we're not walking.
No, we're not.
Way
it's
too cold outside.
Way too cold out here for that. So, on today's episode, we're going to get into the recaps of the championship games in the NFL. A couple other things that we're interested in. NASCAR starting up.
Yes. So excited for that.
A lot of people may not be very interested in the NASCAR stuff, but
here in Redneck Village, we look forward to starting NASCAR.
And they got something new going on this year.
Yeah, they do.
They got the Clash at the LA Coliseum. They turned the home of the USC Trojans into a racetrack for one weekend.
Yeah, and first time for me seeing it was just tonight. You had it on your TV. Oh my God, that is a small track.
Yep, quarter mile. Nobody's gonna know this, but in perspective, it's the size of a short track around our area.
Yeah, like your normal home tracks. It's about that size, maybe a little bigger.
Yeah, so
they got to fill a little larger field.
Yeah, so we'll get into that probably towards the end of the episode. But right now, we're gonna jump into the championship games in the NFL. We're going to kick it off with the LA Rams and the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah. I didn't know how I felt about that. I know I wanted the Rams to win because of Matthew Stafford, being a Lions fan.
Which we both picked the Rams to win this game.
Yeah,
but it didn't look that way for a little while.
The 49ers had their 6-game winning streak against the Rams. And it started to look like that was going to continue.
It did, especially when they took... a 10-point lead in the third quarter.
Yeah. And let's start with Matt Stafford starting the game, driving down the field, threw that interception.
I was thinking,
and you know he's going to give you one.
Yeah. So I was thinking when that happened, I was like, man, is the moment too big? Because he's never been here before.
Yeah.
Jimmy G's been there before, as unlikely as that may sound. He's been there before.
Although there was a nickname that I heard Skip Bayless on ESPN call him Jimmy Gag.
Really?
Yeah, called him Jimmy Gag.
I've never heard that before.
Because he chokes in the big moments.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. But, obviously, like I said, Matthew Stafford's never been in this position before to play for a championship. So when I watched that first drive and he went down through an interception, I was like, man, they look real good on the in-between stuff. But how are they going to be in the red zone or, stuff like that? Was the moment going to be too big for him coming from Detroit where he has had no success? Well, he's had success personally.
Yeah. Personal success. But
personal success.
As an organization.
As an organization.
No.
Not very good.
No.
So obviously, like I said, he's never had the experience of being here. But it was almost it's been kind of like a lot of the other playoff games this year. It was just like a defensive thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not opposed to it, but like we said in earlier episodes, it's just the excitement's not quite there. This day and age, you look at all these offenses that can, on a normal basis, put 35, 40 points up.
Yeah, I mean, every game that the Bills have been in this playoffs,
yeah,
they've racked up the points.
Right, exactly.
And you just didn't see that in this matchup.
So,
to begin with.
Right. So, to recap, the game ended 20-17 with the Rams winning. Like I said, we both picked the Rams to win this one. I'll read off a couple stats.
Okay.
So Matthew Stafford, he went 31 of 45 for 337, 2 touchdowns and an interception. Not a bad day.
Yeah, but most of that, I don't know. I've seen a lot of other shows, and I kind of agreed with them that Stafford was not the savior of this game.
No.
Cooper Kupp
is a monster.
The Rams would not be where they're at right now without Cooper Kupp.
Absolutely not, no.
And it kind of helps that they picked up Odell, because when they double cover Cooper
Kupp,
Odell's going to be...
You still have basically a number one on the other side.
Right, and which is why Beckham is flourishing right now. Ever since he got to LA, he took a couple games to get going. But a Sean McVay offense is going to take a couple weeks to know, get familiar with what your role is. But they do have a tell. And I saw this on another show. When Odell Beckham Jr. is not on the field, they run the ball.
Really?
Yeah, he won't pass block. Or he won't run block. He won't be on the field unless he is running a route.
Oh, really?
It's so...
I did not know that.
If I was the Bengals, I'd watch out for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean...
And also, if you're the Rams, utilize it.
I would definitely look into that, for sure. But a couple other stats here. Like I said, not a bad day for Matthew Stafford. Had the 2 touchdowns and only the 1 interception, so he rebounded from that. Didn't throw another one.
Yeah.
But then you had Cam Akers, 13 attempts rushing for 48 yards, no touchdowns. I think it's just kind of taken him a little while to get back into it after that injury.
Yeah, 49ers run defense is stout.
Oh, they are, with Nick Bosa on the other side. And, yeah, so...
If they were going to win, it was going to be through Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, Odell.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because like you said, that 49ers defense, it's stingy.
Yeah.
Like, they have a solid defense. And if the offense could mimic that a little... Like, give them something. It probably would have been a completely different game.
Yeah.
So.
But not with Jimmy G in the back.
No. So I'm curious what Trey Lance is going to look like next year. So another stat. Obviously, we got to talk about Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
11 receptions, 142 yards, and just by happenstance, both Matthew Stafford's touchdowns were to Cooper Kupp.
No kidding.
Yeah, go figure.
No kidding.
Go figure that one. But another one, Odell Beckham had 9 receptions for 113 yards.
Yep.
I think, didn't Higbee go out in this game?
Yeah, Higbee went out with an injury. I'm not sure what the extent of the injury was. I think it was lower body, maybe his... leg, maybe shoulder. I don't know. They didn't really come up with a sideline report.
Yeah, not really. They just said he was doubtful.
They said he's doubtful to return.
So now they covered the Rams offense. We'll cover some of the stats. One that really kind of stuck out to me in this game. Mm-hmm. It's not going to be this first one. So the first one, you got Jimmy Garoppolo. He went 16 of 30, so barely 50% for 232. 2 touchdowns and an interception. So, touchdown-interception ratio, Matthew Stafford, Jimmy Garoppolo, they're the same. But Jimmy Garoppolo threw barely 50% of his passes completed.
Yeah. And that's why I'm going to stick with the name Jimmy Gag.
And they're talking about him being a hot commodity on the free agent market or on a trade market.
Yeah, they said he'd be a good replacement for Tom Brady down in Tampa.
I just don't get it. I don't think he's that good.
No. And if Aaron Rodgers leaves Green Bay, he can go to Green Bay.
Yeah, because I think they swung and missed on Jordan Love. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I didn't even like that pick when it first happened.
No,
it didn't make sense. Why you would, if you're going to pick a quarterback, why would it be then?
Right. Why wouldn't you wait?
And you knew
you still had Aaron
Rodgers. Yeah, but the relationship was kind of
tanked.
Yeah,
tanked after that pick,
and it wasn't even that solid before that.
Right.
Because he was promised to be included in the draft and
and who
staff.
they picked and stuff like that. Yeah,
because he wanted weapons. They would never give him weapons in the first 3 rounds. They always went defense.
Yep.
And
which, I mean, the defense is pretty decent. I'll give him that.
Not good enough.
Not good enough. That is true.
If you got a good defense, you still got to.
They got beat by Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy Gag. You got beat by Jimmy Gag. So
here's the stat that really shocks me. Can you guess the player I'm going to talk about?
Deebo Samuel?
Yes.
Yeah.
Deebo Samuel. So he only had 7 attempts rushing.
Oh yeah.
Want to take a wild guess at how many yards he had?
Being honest, I really don't know, but I'm going to say like 27.
26.
No.
Pretty close, guy.
I know.
So, I know he's not the, I guess, de facto number one. He's their number one wideout.
Yeah, he's a hybrid though.
Right, but he plays all over the field.
Yeah.
He lines up in the backfield. I'm pretty sure he's taking snaps this year. Under center. Well, not under center, but in the Wildcat. So he's there. He's their de facto Mr. Do-It-All.
Yeah.
And if I look back, I'm pretty sure he averages more than 7 attempts a game.
Yep.
And way more yardage.
Oh, yeah, because that's what they thrive on. They thrive on the running game. And St. Louis knew that. Or not St. Louis. Los Angeles knew that. And they stacked the box.
Oh,
they said, if you're going to beat us, it's going to be with Jimmy Gag and the receiving corps. And they couldn't do it. They looked like they could.
They looked like they could for a long time.
Because Matthew Stafford couldn't get stuff going. He could move the ball. But once he got onto the San Francisco side of the field, it shut down. And I think a lot of that goes with Sean McVay trying to be too cute with the offense.
He could be.
They did a lot of trick plays. They did a lot of fancy lineups, a lot of formations. And I just think there's a time and a place for that. And I think that's preseason. Trying to get the guys motivated, juiced up, ready to play. In the conference championship game, when you're trailing, not a good time. And I think a lot of that went with the other coach that we're going to talk about in the next game.
Oh, okay. So, also, Deebo Samuel, obviously their number one wideout.
Yep.
Only had 4 catches in this game. Granted, they were pretty big, 72 yards, and 1 touchdown, but only 4 catches.
Yeah, I can't explain that.
I mean, granted, he only completed 16 passes, but still, only 4 catches for Deebo. Which kind of catches you off guard a little bit.
It does, because he's your best player on offense.
Yeah.
Other than, what's their other running back?
Elijah Mitchell.
Yeah, Mitchell.
So, like I said, nothing really surprised me about this game besides maybe the lack of points scored.
And how close it was. I thought
by Los Angeles. That kind of shocked me because I really thought they were catching their stride. But like we talked about earlier, that San Francisco defense is not a slouch.
No.
By any means of the word.
I don't know where I was coming from last week when I was saying 42-17.
Yeah,
I was way off on that.
A little off. But nonetheless, we both picked that one right. So the Rams move on to the Super Bowl. Matthew Stafford for the first time.
Yeah, another hometown Super Bowl.
Right, playing in their home stadium, just like the Buccaneers did last year.
Yeah, so the first time ever last year, Tampa Bay went to
now
the
you
Super
get
Bowl.
2 in a row.
And 2 in a row.
Crazy.
And you think that would be an advantage. But Joe Burrow and the Bengals have also defeated Ryan Tannehill and Tennessee Titans at home.
It's not real.
Patrick Mahomes.
That one's
Kansas City Chiefs at home.
Which I definitely called that wrong. You picked that game right.
We're
going to get into it right now.
Right now.
So,
Joey B.
Joey B.
So,
the AFC Championship game between the Cincinnati Bengals, the underdog Cincinnati Bengals, and the powerhouse,
the juggernaut,
the Super Bowl favorite, the
basic
chosen one,
classic David versus Goliath.
And the Cincinnati Bengals go into Arrowhead and beat the Chiefs 27-24 on a last-second field goal again. Was it last second?
No, it was overtime.
Oh, yeah, overtime.
Yeah.
I forgot that game went to overtime.
Yep. Chiefs scored the last-second field goal to put it in
overtime. Yep. But, yeah, so...
After being down 21-3.
Yeah, so early in the game, I really thought I called it right.
Yeah.
I was like, Kansas City came out, and they came out ready, fired up. Did you know? Just a little fun fact here.
Oh, another fun fact.
Yep, always got the fun facts. So, in the regular season meeting with the Chiefs, that the Cincinnati Bengals also won.
Yep.
They trailed by the exact same amount in the first meeting as they did in the second meeting going into halftime by 11.
Yeah, I was seeing that during the reports of like the recaps on SportsCenter after the game. Unreal. It was kind of like a reverse tale of the tapes in NFC and AFC. The San Francisco 49ers had the Rams number.
Yeah.
And it got flipped. Bengals just got done beating the Chiefs.
Right.
By coming back from a large deficit and just repeated that again.
But that's what was cool about it is, they knew they could do it because they have done it already.
Right. And
like a lot of teams, if you are up against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs and you go in and you're down by double digits at halftime, that'll break someone's morale. Like, you're like, man, how is this even possible to come back from this?
Oh, yeah.
Because the Chiefs normally can they're such a high-powered offense, they can score just like that.
Oh, yeah. Their second possession, first play, down the sideline, 45-yard gain.
Yeah. And so, but because they had just done that, they had just beat them after coming back from 11 down.
Yeah.
They went into halftime thinking, we could do this because we just did it.
Yeah.
Like, when they walked in, I don't think they had any doubt that they could come back and win this game.
No.
And it showed.
Yeah, it showed right before halftime. They scored a touchdown. Then Kansas City had the ball, and they drove all the way down to like 3 or 4 yard line, right? Right before halftime.
Yep.
And it was I think there was only like 3 or 4 seconds left.
No, Kansas City had the ball.
Yeah.
Where were they at? They weren't at the 3 or 4. They were at like the 20 or something like that. Maybe a little closer. But
they were in the 10.
Because Tyreek Hill, that was such a clutch tackle by Eli Apple.
Oh, yeah.
Clutch tackle to keep him out of the end zone. Gutsy call by Andy Reid to not just take the points there.
It was actually Patrick Mahomes. Andy Reid wanted to kick the field goal.
Really?
Patrick was running to the sideline, said, I got it. And then Andy Reid was, all right. Huh. And then he made a horrible mistake of not throwing it in the end zone and throwing it behind him.
Oh, yeah.
And having Tyreek Hill try to beat 2 defenders to get 5 yards into the end zone.
Yep.
And obviously he didn't understand the clock or where the clock was, because as soon as he got tackled, he started throwing up the timeout sign, and there's no time left.
Yeah, it's half over.
I don't know.
I mean,
it's a big turning point for the Bengals.
I get wanting to be aggressive. I really do. But you're up. Why not make it a 2-touchdown lead and go into halftime?
I don't know. They were already up 11.
Like I said, I get being aggressive, but I mean, you're playing for a chance to go to the Super Bowl. Every point counts.
And that's where I was going to come back with Andy Reid. He has all these toys that he can just play with on the field.
So many of them.
And he also, like Sean McVay, tries to get a little too cute. Look what I can do. Look what formation I can build up off of here. And a lot of the times, you don't see it because they don't highlight plays that are broken up. A lot of the times they don't work.
No.
You see Patrick Mahomes scrambling around 50 yards to get 12.
Yeah, running. But it's first down, so I mean, I guess you do what you got to do.
Yeah, but majority of the time that doesn't work.
No.
The only reason it does work because you got Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce,
McCole Hardman.
Yeah.
I mean, they're loaded.
And Hilaire in the backfield that you can just dump the ball off to if he gets in the jam.
And, what is it? Jerick McKinnon.
Yeah, Jerick McKinnon.
He really... He came on this year.
Yeah, he did.
Every time he was touching the ball, 5 yards, 5 yards, 5 yards, 12 yards.
And he wouldn't go down on the first tackle.
No, absolutely not. So, I got some stats from this game.
We're not going to talk about the whole game? We just went up to halftime.
Oh, freaking A.
I mean, they got to come back. So, yeah, at halftime, they're down by 11.
Yep.
So, they come back, they score the field goal.
Yep.
Then they score the touchdown, go for the 2-point conversion, tie it up. The reason they were able to do this, I think, is they doubled, sometimes tripled, Tyreek Hill.
Well,
he's not going to beat us. You got Travis Kelce.
You have to take somebody away.
You do. And they took the biggest weapon that Kansas City has.
Yep.
And I think in the second half, Tyreek Hill was only thrown to 4 times for 1 catch.
And let's be real honest. Patrick Mahomes was awful in the second half.
Yeah, he folded up.
Awful.
We've seen it before in the Super Bowl against Tom Brady. He folded up.
Yeah. I mean, I
don't know what it is. If, is it a mental thing where he just can't get over it? Or is he overthinking it?
I don't know. I think, I
don't know how you mess up a 21-3 lead. And I don't know if that's on Patrick Mahomes or is that more on Andy Reid.
I mean, you really gotta, I'm not trying to say he's mentally weak, but if a team, does he get in his own head, when Cincinnati starts to make that comeback, does he get in his own head, are we choking right now? Is this what's happening?
Or does he try to do too much?
I mean, and we've talked about golf on here before, but it's kind of like Jordan Spieth at the 2015 Masters.
That was heartbreaking.
Had a huge lead, went to the 12th hole, put 3 balls in the water.
I ain't gotta bring that up. Now my stomach hurts. That was such an awful day.
But it can translate to other sports. Okay, Cincinnati got to stop, no big deal, but they go down and score.
Yep.
All right, come back out, Cincinnati gets another stop, goes back down and scores. Okay, now we're in trouble.
Yeah, now that alarm starts going off.
Right, in his head, is he thinking, are we folding? Is this what's happening? Is this real life? Is he contemplating things whereas in the first half it looked like he wasn't thinking about it.
No, he was just playing loose.
He was just letting it go and, being Patrick Mahomes. And in the second half, he didn't look like Patrick Mahomes. Not the Patrick Mahomes that most people are used to seeing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it mind boggled me a little bit. Like I said on the last episode, I was hoping the Bengals would win, but I didn't think they would. You called it. They won.
I got the exact score, too.
I know. That's pretty impressive.
That's what I do.
It's not what you do. It's the first time you got lucky. But anyway, so like we said earlier, it's a cutito. It's my daughter's. But anyway, like we said earlier, so Kansas City takes the lead. Bengals come back.
Yep.
Take the lead. Cincinnati goes down, kicks a field goal, send it to overtime.
Yeah, their only points in the second half is that time expiring field goal.
Yeah. Which, golly.
How do you do that? That's yin and yang right there.
It's unbelievable.
21 points first half, which should have been 28 or 24.
It should have been something.
Yeah.
But,
and then you just get shut out until the last, 5 seconds?
4, I think.
And then, all right, so then we go into overtime, right?
Yep, and obviously you're thinking, you got in your head, whoever wins the coin toss is going to win this game. Well, it sure as heck looked that way. But Kansas City won the coin toss.
Yeah, by picking heads.
Yeah. But, so Kansas City wins the coin toss. So now you're thinking, well, Kansas City's going to Super Bowl. So
and that's the crowd even thought that because they erupted.
Yeah.
When they won the coin toss.
So everybody had to think that. So going down the field, and it looked that way. The way they were moving the ball.
Yeah, first 3 plays.
They looked like they were going to drive down the field.
Yep.
Then Patrick Mahomes makes. I understand trying to get. Yeah. Well, keep choking. So, I understand trying to get the ball to Tyreek Hill. I do. But why? Someone's open. Someone's got to be open.
Someone.
There are 2 people covering Tyreek Hill.
Yeah. On the backside and underneath.
Yeah, exactly.
You know how tight that window has to be?
Yeah. And, he put a little too much air underneath of it. Defender got there, knocked the ball into the air. No, he didn't knock it there. He knocked it right into the gut.
Yeah, he just knocked it straight to him.
Yeah, knocked it right into the gut of his own player.
Teammate.
Takeaway. A few plays later, Cincinnati's out there kick. They have the most cold-blooded kicker on the planet. On the planet.
Yeah. I really like him. I should have got his jersey.
That's twice now. The last 2 games, he's called his shot. He's called his shot.
I wonder if he's a pool player.
I don't know.
Maybe that's the thing. He just calls his own shots.
But to walk out there and go, well, guys, 52-yarder, we're going to the AFC Championship game. Looks like we're going. All right. Kicks it. Good. Well, guys, looks like we're going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Was it like a 44? 41, 44?
I thought it was closer than that.
It might have been. But still, it was a lot shorter than...
It was a lot shorter than the 52-yarder.
Yeah.
But still, to go out there and call your shot, you said, we're going to the Super Bowl on my foot. And then you went and made it happen.
Kudos to you, my man.
So, exciting game-ish. Just because of the comeback.
Yeah, second half. First half, I was deflated. I don't know how the players on the field for Cincinnati were saying in the game because I about turned it off.
Yeah, it didn't look like it was going to go real well.
The first 3 drives, touchdowns, at ease. Like, it looked easy for Kansas City to go down the field.
Yep.
And thank God I didn't turn that off. Because that was one heck of a game.
So now that I haven't jumped the gun and not talked about the whole game,
we'll go through the full games on the show.
Yeah, we'll go through some of the stats. So we got Joey B, Joey Burrow, Captain Joe, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah, did you see him walking into the tunnel at the beginning of the game?
No.
Like before the game started?
Oh, yeah.
And all the players, what a nice little gray fur coat.
Gray fur coat, got the black turtleneck with the chain hanging.
And then Jamar Chase shows up, like, just a little blazer.
Yeah. So, but we'll start off with Joe Burrow. Went 23 of 38, So, not great on the percentage-wise. For 250, 2 touchdowns and interception. So, not a real good day.
Yeah.
But what I'm really impressed about with Joe Burrow is how cool, calm, and collected he is at every single point.
His mental state is unreal.
You don't ever see his demeanor change.
No. And you can, I was watching the mic'd up version, and even Kansas City's defenders is like, he's too smart. When he'll go through his progressions, and he's not looking for receivers anymore. He's looking how he can get down the field and run the ball.
Yeah.
And he goes through that within 3 seconds.
Yeah.
It's literally hike the ball, progression. Now he's not looking to throw the ball. Like, he still will throw the ball if something comes across him, but now he's looking down to where he can get the most yardage gain.
Right.
So he's not going to throw the ball away.
He's not
going to make stupid decisions.
He still slides real ugly.
Yeah, like I said in another podcast, you need to get some baseball players into these training camps and teach these quarterbacks how to slide.
Yeah. That'd probably do them some good.
Yeah.
So.
And help the laundry bill.
So, that's Joe Burrow's stats for the game. Rushing, Joe Mixon, 21 attempts, 88 yards.
A lot of that was in the second half, though. He turned it on in the second half.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question.
Bring it on.
On the run, where he got up, threw the ball away.
Yeah, and he wasn't touched.
And he wasn't touched.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Mm.
Like, that's a big moment.
That is a big moment. Was there, I can't remember, was there a clear recovery?
Yes.
There was?
Yes.
Okay. Because they determined that he gave himself up.
Is that what they said?
Yeah.
No.
Because it kind of looked like he did. He dove forward just to go down and get most yardage.
Well, so I thought he got clipped by his own player.
He did on the way down.
So
he probably thought that's...
Right.
Like, he's down because of that hit. He didn't know because he was facing the field. But yeah, his own player kind of grazed his back, hit him down. I agree with the call.
Okay.
I agree with it. If I'm a Chiefs fan,
I don't agree.
I hate the refs right now for that call. And I'm writing a letter to the commissioner.
Yeah, it was. Man, like, when you first watch it, you don't even think about the fact that, like, he just got up and tossed the ball. Like, when you watch it full speed, it's like, oh, got tackled, tossed the ball.
Yeah.
Off he went.
Yeah. Well, I'm used to kind of those calls going against me, being a Lions fan and everything. It always seems like the refs call against the Lions. So it was actually nice to be rooting for a team and have the call go their way.
I mean, yeah, I can see that.
I mean, ever since that Calvin Johnson catch, that wasn't a catch.
Oh, the one where he put it on the ground?
Yeah, he caught it, went down to the ground, and then put his hand down on the ball to get up, and it slipped out. Incomplete?
Yeah, I don't know.
Are you kidding? He caught the ball, went to the ground, and then put his hand down, came out. But now other players now,
the ball can hit the ground as long as it doesn't move in their hands. It's a catch.
I think Lions should be credited with the win, and the Bears a loss.
I'm a Bears fan now because of Justin Fields, so I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't know how your future's looking there.
So then you had T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, both with 6 catches.
Which I can't remember. Did T. Higgins get injured in that game? I remember. Was it Higgins or was it Uzama?
Oh, it was Uzama.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Uzama. So Higgins had 103 yards.
Which he needed a big game for them to win.
Yep.
Because you knew Chase was going to get double covered.
Yep. And then Jamar Chase had 54 yards. Here's going to be a surprise one for you. Samaje Perine.
Oh, yeah. I like him.
Had 3 catches for 43 yards and a touchdown.
Yep. That's the one that kind of flipped the momentum on the Chiefs.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. So overall, not bad statistics for everybody. Like you said, you knew they were going to try to do something to take Chase away. And when they did that, T. Higgins stood up and said, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah. And that's what you need to be on a team that goes to the Super Bowl. You need players step up when the big time, like when it calls on you, you're actually capable of stepping up into that role. You're watching TV right now, Brad.
Qualifying's on.
I know. The Clash qualifying's on right now. It's an awesome track. I don't blame them.
So now we'll get into the Kansas City Chiefs stats.
Oh, man.
We're going to jump
These stats are going to look like they won the game, or should have won the game, aren't they?
I don't know, probably.
Except for Mahomes' interception.
Yeah, so Mahomes went 26 of 39 for 275, 3 touchdowns, 2 INTs.
Okay, maybe not. Yeah, that sounds like a losing quarterback stat.
Well, it sounds like a close game stat, which it was close.
It was.
And then you had Jerick McKinnon, leading rusher.
Yeah.
He had 12 attempts, 65 yards, no touchdowns. Clyde Edwards-Helaire only rushed the ball 6 times.
Which is weird.
For 36 yards. So he was averaging 6 yards a carry.
Well, you don't run the ball that much, and your average is going to be a little higher than.
True. So then if you want to go over to the receiving numbers here, you got...
Oh, man.
Yeah, well, you got Travis Kelce. He had 10 catches for 95 yards and a touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 7 catches, 78 yards, touchdown. Then you had McCole Hardman.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Holding him to just that.
I know.
And that's second half, or first half.
Yeah.
The second half, he did 1 catch for some odd yards.
Yeah, something like that. So
that's only first half stats.
And then you had McCole Hardman, 3 catches, 52 yards, 1 touchdown.
Yeah. Which Kansas City needed him to kind of step up and take the stage.
Oh, yeah.
Since Tyreek Hill was shut down.
And McCole Hardman, that dude has some wheels.
He does.
Wheels. Holy
crap. They really go on speed on that team.
Oh, yeah.
If you got speed, you can be on the team.
Right. And then you had Jerick McKinnon. I think he had 3 catches for 30 yards. So 10-yard average on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much a rundown of the Chiefs stats.
So there you go.
Like I said, I felt it was more exciting than the 49ers-Rams game just because of the comeback that was made.
Yeah.
I feel like that made it feel more exciting.
Oh, absolutely.
I
had a little bit of opposite because I like watching Stafford go out there, playoff game, big stage,
right.
Never been there.
Yeah.
49ers, who seem to always get there, but they never really make the next hump. They went to the Super Bowl a couple years ago, but failed miserably against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Yep.
So
I think that covers the recap of the championship games. So we want to give a big congratulations out to the Cincinnati Bengals and the Los Angeles Rams on making it to the Super Bowl this year.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's going to be a really good game.
Fantastic.
Really good game. I don't know where to go with it, but we'll get into that later. Not this episode, but we will get into that in our next episode next week.
What, talk about getting into the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Oh, we can get into that. A little bit.
A little bit.
We'll have another episode before the Super Bowl. But let's get the first take on it.
The first take on it.
First take on
it is...
I see it's the Bengals to lose.
The Bengals to lose.
I think the Bengals have it. The only reason they won't get it is if they step on their own foot.
Part of me wants to agree with you because, like we talked about earlier, Joe Burrow is just cool as a cucumber.
Yeah.
Like, he does not get rattled. And I think that's going to be huge in this game.
Yeah. Neither does Stafford. Very often. I mean, the guy had a dislocated shoulder. Went out for a play. Well, it was a timeout. Came right back in, threw a game-winning touchdown.
Yeah.
The dude is made of... Well, he's not made of steel. But his love of the game is non-comparable.
Oh, no.
He loves being out there. He
loves to compete.
Amazing talent. Wasn't able to flourish. I'm tired of saying it. Being in Detroit. Oh, man. You only got to see a glimpse of it. But now that he's in LA, now you get to see the real Matthew Stafford.
That's the thing. I want the Bengals to win this game. I do. I want to see the Bengals win a championship. It's been so long since they've been there, let alone won it, 1988. Sorry, excuse me. So the year I was born is the last time the Bengals won a Super Bowl.
Wow.
So I would really like to see them win one. Plus, being an Ohio State fan, I don't care what the LSU folks say. I don't care. I still claim Joe Burrow, sort of. He was still there and still got developed at Ohio State, and he'll even tell you that himself.
Well, yeah, but I'm sorry. Did Ohio State win the national championship, or did LSU?
I'm punching the throat. Hey,
I'm pretty sure it was LSU.
He was there. Right? He was there for Natty. He was there.
Yeah, he was there.
Yeah. So he still got one with us.
Kudos.
He still got one with us. Quit trying to rain on my parade, Tim.
You get no parade.
When's the last time Notre Dame won a championship?
1988.
Same year as the Bengals.
That means next year's our year.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's not. You're going to start off with a terrible L in the beginning of the year.
It's going to be a W.
Probably not.
We're still going to that game, right?
That's the plan.
Yeah, we're going to tailgate.
That's the
our
plan.
butts off. I don't even know if we should swear on this or not. You've slipped up so many times. I can't even edit it.
I'm terrible at it.
You just did it like 5 minutes ago.
Probably. I don't even realize it anymore.
I mean, I already put the settings on. It's not suitable for children.
Oh, so, did you?
Oh, yeah. I did.
Oh, shit. So I can swear all I want to. Cool. Like that.
Cat's out of the bag now.
All right. So. Go for it.
All right. So, I really like the Super Bowl coming up because either team I'm happy with winning. Yep. Matthew Stafford.
Yep. Me as well.
Joe Burrow. These are the two most likable quarterbacks in the NFL.
I don't know about the two most likable. Joe Burrow is.
What's wrong with Stafford?
I don't know. Sometimes his demeanor just turns me away.
He's humble.
Sometimes.
When has he not been humble?
I don't remember.
I'm
not saying I don't like Matthew Stafford. I do. I wouldn't be upset to see him win a Super Bowl.
Is that because you feel bad for him spending half his career?
I mean, yes. That's
not like 3/4 of his career.
That's terrible for him. Like, could you imagine if he demanded a trade way earlier in his career? He could probably have 2 or 3 Super Bowls by now.
Knocking on Tom Brady's door.
Maybe.
Speaking of Tom Brady,
the GOAT retired.
The GOAT has hung up the cleats.
Officially, after a report came out a few days beforehand and saying he was retiring.
Yeah. And it was like almost a week.
Then they debunked that. Leaked. And then 3 days later, Tom Brady officially retires.
Yeah.
So, congratulations to him.
Yeah.
7 Super Bowls. 10
Super Bowl
appearances in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
In 22 years. So, that is an unprecedented mark that you will probably never see again.
No.
Ever.
That whole dynasty in New England that he was with was built around him.
Oh, absolutely. They gave him the pieces to flourish.
I don't even say that. They gave him a lot of second-hand talent. Who heard of Wes Welker before he got to New England with Tom Brady?
That's true as well.
Randy Moss, yeah, he put up some numbers in Minnesota.
But they brought in people that complimented each other.
Yeah,
it's kind of what I'm saying. Well, I guess not talent, but they brought people in that complimented each other, that knew their role when they got there, and did that role really well,
exceptionally well. And they had some really good defenses to start out with. Like their first couple of Super Bowls, rode on defense. Yeah, Tom Brady made some big plays, clutch moments. But Teddy Bruschi.
You had who else did you have?
Vince Wilfork.
God, there's one I'm missing that's like prominent.
I can't remember. Dre Bly wasn't there during that time, was he?
No,
I didn't think so.
Who was that? They had a really good corner.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think of too.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
I'm lost.
I'll put it up on the screen right here because after we're done recording, I'll put it up. I'll put it on the screen. I did that last episode. I said Matthew Stafford had like 12 fourth quarter comebacks. He had 31. That was way off. So I put the little icon up.
Really?
Yeah, 31. Oh. I wasn't lying when you said he had a lot of practice.
I didn't know I didn't know Detroit had 31 wins with him.
I'll punch you in the throat now.
So
like
once again,
McCourty?
Is it McCourty? I think it's McCourty.
All right.
I think you're right.
See? Gears are still turning.
But once again, congratulations, Tom Brady. We'll never see another quarterback quite like him. We'll never see another one accomplish, I think, what he has done over his career.
Yeah. Especially coming from the 6th round.
Right.
In the draft.
Right. What? So, congratulations to him.
Yes.
Right off in the sunset, healthy as you can.
Maybe we'll see him again in the NFL as a owner, coach.
I mean, he's probably made enough money.
Oh, yeah. But maybe he'll buy the Broncos. They're up for sale right now for $3.4 billion.
Well, his wife makes more money than he does, too, so.
Well, that's another good thing about Tom Brady. He always took a pay cut so he can sign more talent to the team.
That's because he was married to Giselle, and she made more money than him. So he didn't need to make all that.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't the only benefit.
Right.
That was creepy. I just winked at the camera.
You did. That's weird.
Sorry.
So, we'll get off the Tom Brady subject. Go into a little bit of coaching here. So you've had some coaches that have been signed now. You got the Bears. They took Matt Everlefis or something like that. I don't even know how to say his name yet.
I'm pretty sure you'll learn it being a Bears fan now.
I
think you should just root for Justin Field to have a good career instead of just being a complete Bears fan.
I mean, I do root for him to have a good career. I hope he has a great career.
Why's it got to be the Bears?
But I got to root for the team that he's on because he's got to win.
So what if he gets traded? Are you going to move your team?
Yes.
So you're just a Justin Field fan?
Yes.
Quit saying you're a Bears fan.
I got to root for the Bears, though. They need to win with Justin Fields at the helm.
Yeah, well, he's got to be on the field, not Andy Dalton.
He was hurt. What do you want?
Hurt because he can't play.
No,
not at the NFL level.
Not true at all.
Well, that offensive line has to be rebuilt.
It does.
Before Justin Field gets back there again.
That offensive line is awful.
And I hope Chicago utilizes the first 3 rounds in just offensive tackle, right guard, left guard.
Hopefully.
They're pretty set on left tackle.
But I have no idea. I hope so. With new GM, new coach, hopefully something changes. Because if I was Justin Fields, if that same offensive line comes back next year, I'm sitting my ass on the bench. Go on, Andy!
He's just like, I don't want him.
I don't want
him.
The Jaguars hired Doug Peterson.
Oh, yeah, from Philadelphia. Yeah, he's won a Super Bowl.
He has won a Super Bowl. And, I mean, when he was the coach, Carson Wentz actually looked like a top-tier quarterback.
Come on now.
Dude, he would not have taken the Eagles all the way to the Super Bowl. I think he would have. No. But he was on an MVP trajectory that season.
Did you see all the offensive weapons he had?
I don't care.
That's why.
I don't care. He was on an MVP. He was going to be the MVP. If he wouldn't have got hurt, MVP. He'd have been the MVP that year. Yeah.
I don't like it.
Well, that's too bad.
I don't like it.
That's what's
because
the stats back me up.
There's no way he had a better year than Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Drew Brees.
Bet me.
No, I'm not going to bet you.
Fine.
Because I haven't looked up the stats. But I'm saying
Hater.
That 1 year, he was better than Drew Brees, Tom Brady.
Oh, yeah.
Peyton Manning.
Yep. He was on fire that year.
But he didn't win the Super Bowl, did he? Nick Foles did.
I mean, he still got a ring.
Yeah, he does still have a ring. That's a good point.
He does have a ring.
But he never played in one.
No, he did not.
And now he's in the Colts, who choked miserably because
they did.
Of Carson Wentz.
Oh, well. But, so you got Doug Peterson, you got Matt Eberflus or whatever. The Raiders got Josh McDaniels. That who they got?
I think there was talks.
I think that's who they signed.
Oh, did they sign him? I thought they were still looking.
No. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Josh McDaniels is the head coach of the Raiders now. And who did Denver sign? I want to say it was Green Bay's
offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Kevin O'Connell. No, Kevin O'Connell.
I can't remember his last name.
Anyway.
I can't remember.
Yeah. But he's going there. So who do you think has the biggest task ahead of them? Out of all the new hired coaches.
I gotta say Jacksonville's Doug Peterson.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Jacksonville's a mess.
And it's not just coaching. I don't know why they think, let's get a new head coach. That'll change it. No.
Yeah, but Urban Meyer did not help himself.
No. No.
He did not help himself.
And he started blaming it on the Jaguars' culture there.
Yeah.
That's the reason why he was like that. Because the Jaguars' ownership and the aura there was just bad.
I mean, it's possible. For real, it's possible.
I don't know. Thank God Jalen Ramsey got out of there.
Yeah. Now he's got a chance to win a Super Bowl.
There you go.
So, that's all the coaches that I know of right now.
Do you think Doug Peterson can flip Trevor Lawrence's game around? Or do you think it has to be built through the draft, get some talent, get some protection?
Well, they do need to help him. They do need to get talent. They do need to get weapons. And,
yeah, because they did miss Travis Etienne.
Yeah, so he'll be back next year.
Yeah,
pretty sure.
Yeah, because he got injured in training camp towards ACL.
Yeah, so they'll get some help back. They'll get their running back pick back. They need to help him out. They need to get an offensive line because he can't throw the ball if he's laying on his back.
Defensive line.
But I'm talking just in order to help Trevor Lawrence out.
I know, but what are quarterbacks' stats dependent on? Wins.
Oh yeah, I get that, but they definitely need to help him out. They need to get him some weapons. I mean, they got Marvin Jones Jr., which he's a solid receiver.
He is a solid receiver, but he's the only solid receiver they have, and he can easily be taken out of the game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, easy. Because he's not a big threat like that.
So do I think Doug Peterson can turn around Trevor Lawrence's game? Yes, if they draft right.
Just by next year? Or do you think it's going to take some time?
I think they could make it obviously not look as bad.
So tolerable. So 6 to 8 wins?
We'll go with tolerable. But I think they can make it. I think they can make it that way by next year. But they're going to need to draft right. They're going to need to probably get a couple free agents.
Which I think they got a lot of cap room.
I'm pretty sure they do.
Yeah, I know Detroit has either the first or second biggest cap space open because they didn't sign anybody, and if they did, it was 1 year,
right,
for the minimum 1.2 million.
Right. So I think they can be improved next year. So I think that's all the NFL talk.
Yeah, that's all I really could come up with.
Yeah. So it's a little different on the show today. Something we've never talked about before, except for the beginning of this show. NASCAR.
Oh, yeah.
Kicking off tonight. Not tonight, necessarily.
But still, cars on the track.
Because it's Saturday. But you got the Busch Light Clash, where they took the home of the USC Trojans, the LA Memorial Coliseum, and they tore up the turf and turned it into a freaking racetrack. Never thought I'd see.
Love it.
Never thought I'd see a NASCAR race inside a football stadium. So it's a 1/4-mile track. Super tight turns, as you could imagine, trying to race full-size stock cars inside of a football stadium.
Yeah, I'll put a graphic of what the outline of the track looks like. It's tight.
Tight. Very tight. So you got that going on tonight. You got qualifying tonight. And then you got the Clash tomorrow. And so it's different. So I'll give a rundown of the format, all right? All right. So I will give you a rundown of the format for this.
Okay.
So they got qualifying tonight, which is a little out of the ordinary for them at this particular time in the Cup Series. Normally, it's group qualifying.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight, it'll be single car qualifying, obviously because the track is so short. So single car qualifying. I'm not sure exactly of the number that lock in. Actually, I think maybe just the front row locks in tonight. But so after qualifying, you have 4 heat races, 4 25-lap heat races. The top 4 out of each of those races locks in.
Okay.
Yep, advances into the Clash. After those 4 heat races, then you have 2 50-lap last chance qualifiers, and they take the top 3 out of those 2 races. They lock in.
Wow.
And then
seems like a lot.
Yeah, it's like a short track. It's like a weekly short track race.
Oh yeah.
So the format is way different. So they're going to end up starting 23 cars total in the Clash.
Tomorrow.
Yep, tomorrow in the Clash. And like we said earlier, it is tight. It is
so
tight. If you haven't ever watched a NASCAR race before, this is one you might want to watch.
Absolutely.
It's going to get exciting. It's going to get crazy. Like I said at the beginning of the show, I know, some people may not really recognize NASCAR as a sport, but
get out of here.
But it's genuinely, it's fun to watch.
Yeah,
like
it's not just making another left turn.
Right.
There's strategies. There's
I work on a race car in real life. Not obviously at the Cup Series level or anything close to that. But it's fun, and a lot more goes into it than a lot of people think about.
Oh, a lot goes into it. Yeah, I've been a little bit doing what you did.
Right. Yeah, you've worked with us a few times.
Yeah. And a lot that normal people don't even think about goes into these just
right, a lot more
setups.
Right, a lot more goes into making that car go left than any person that doesn't know the sport could possibly think about.
Yeah. You got weight distributions, tire pressures, you got to make sure the driver's comfortable.
You got trailing arm angles, you got upper control arm angles.
The gear ratios.
All sorts of stuff. Like, more stuff than you will ever know unless you are part of the sport.
And it changes every week. It's not we found the setup, this is what we're going to use.
Exactly. It
changes every week.
Different for every track. Like I said, if you haven't given NASCAR a shot,
highly recommend it.
Give it a chance. They have the 3 main, national series. You have the Truck Series, the Xfinity Series, and the Cup Series.
Yep.
And honestly, if you want my honest opinion, the Xfinity Series over the last couple of years has been probably the most exciting series to watch.
Yeah. Because you also see the Cup Series drivers.
You get go that, and then you get to watch the guys that are developing
up and coming
to become Cup drivers. So, like I said, if you've never given it a chance, tune in tomorrow night.
6:30.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday at 6:30. Give it a chance. This race should be exciting. The cars are going to be super close together.
Oh, close.
They've already been bumping and crap in practice.
And just brake sliding.
Oh, yeah. Locking up the left front. So, a lot goes into it. Like I said, if you haven't given it a chance, give it a chance. I bet you'll like it.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, I think that's it for this one. We got a pod coming out next week. Preview the Super Bowl. We'll give our picks, predictions, what we think the score is going to be.
Yeah. Hopefully Tuesday. Depending on when I can come back from Detroit. It's about a 2-hour drive. So hopefully I can get out of work early, head back here, film it, drive back to Detroit.
That's a heck of a schedule for a podcast. But we appreciate you.
You got to make it work. We do it for you.
So, with that being said, like, subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications, so when we upload, you get it on your phone. So, with that being said,
sign it on, man. Oh, no, we messed that up.
We did.
Yeah, we can't do that. Son of a